Hey guys on the replay, especially INTJ entrepreneurs. So excited to talk to you guys about the best way to market and brand yourself for the maximum amount of exposure, for the most amount of money, and for the most amount of influence. So super excited because INTJs are some of the people that buy the most from me. It is what my mentor calls the relationship that you can learn the most from. So I know that I've learned a lot in my life from INTJs and vice versa. So super excited. If you're watching the replay, say replay down below. If you're an INTJ, let me know down as well. So remember guys, we're doing these series of live streams because the goal of what I am trying to achieve in life and with the 20K Nation brand is helping as many entrepreneurs as possible to go from experts to true icons in their industry, or from craftsmen to true icons in their industry. Because when you're an icon in your industry, you can demand the highest prices, you can make the most amount of money, you can impact the most amounts of people, and you can travel the world. You can have the ultimate freedom that you want to have, and it allows you to build the kind of life that you've always wanted. So I believe that by focusing on building an iconic experience and not just another online business, that's how you get to do it. And depending on your personality type as an INTJ, the way to do that and the way to go about that is very different from how everybody else should be doing it. Before we get started, however, I want to make sure that you guys understand that I'm not here to put you in a box, especially you guys, because you're the rarest of all the types, and it's very hard for somebody like you to be put in a box. And I just want you to know that that is not what my intention is, because I don't think all INTJs are the same. There's a lot of INTJs that are like completely different people, and I don't intend to tell you that you are like exactly like somebody else and you should follow somebody else's path, because at the end of the day, INTJs don't like being told what to do anyway. So I'm not here to tell you what to do. I am here to give you an idea of how you can brand and market yourself in a way that will feel good to you, in a way that you won't have to escape from the kind of business model that you built. And yes, not all INTJs are the same. However, all INTJs do have similarities in how they see the world, in the preferences that they have, in how they communicate, how they think, how they feel, etc. And there are certain no-nos that every single INTJ should avoid, and there are certain yes that every single INTJ, I believe, should do. So who are the INTJs? Well, some of the most brilliant minds in the world that have changed the entire globe. People like Mark Zuckerberg, who, if it wasn't for him, you guys wouldn't even be watching this broadcast. There's somebody on the world that has really impacted billions of people, like not millions, billions. It is Mr. Mark Zuckerberg. And how he did that was, if you've ever watched The Social Network, I don't know how true the story fully is, but if you've ever watched The Social Network, you know that he built Facebook while he was in high school, and he just started from a very small local kind of social network for rating students and their attractiveness, and he was able to build from his university, was able, while he was in Harvard, to create Facebook from pretty much zero. And he is somebody who truly saw the vision, went for it, went all in, rejected a lot of money when he got offered to sell Facebook, and he was like, nope, I can see where this is going. This is going to change the world, and I am taking over it. And then Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad author, who has changed millions of people's perspectives. I believe Robert Kiyosaki has created a lot of entrepreneurs. I read Rich Dad Poor Dad before I was an entrepreneur, and while it wasn't like the most catalyst book of my life, I would say it was definitely a book that made me realize that I should not be focusing on paychecks. Well, I should be focusing on creating assets and investments, and I should be focusing my energy on things like that. So a lot of INTJs have done a lot of great things in the world. I want to see who's live with me. We have Kelly Williams, we have Holly's here. Keith said he would join the replay, so that's really, really, really cool. So who are some of the INTJs in my little eco circle? And by little, I don't mean little, I mean my eco circle, micro eco circle. We have a couple of INTJs inside 20K Nation. We have actually a lot more than that, but I just wanted to highlight four that just came off the top of my head so that I can show you a variety of ENFJ. So on the very left, we have Anushka, and Anushka is a German-based systems genius. She is so great at creating systems, automation, so the businesses can run more efficiently and more just more smoothly. She is somebody that really helps people bring time back, saves them a lot of effort and a lot of hassle, and she is somebody that I really, really appreciate. She's been in 20K Nation for 2 years now, and she has been a huge, huge support in the group, helping others with systems and automations. We have Mr. John Keedwell, who is a videographer and a video marketing genius. He is the one videographer that used to actually shoot Bon Jovi back in the days. He shot some of the most famous politicians on the planet. He has truly got a really fascinating roster of video marketing and video production clients that he's worked with, and he has dozens of years of experience in the video space. So super, super, super awesome guy. Then we have entrepreneurs like Jojo Graham, who is an amazing content marketer. She helps entrepreneurs to truly express themselves with the power of profitable content. She's really good at monetizing content, and she has got a really cool community, and she is helping a lot of moms actually start businesses from 0 to 5K a month, sometimes to 10K a month, sometimes to 20K a month, but she is really, really good at taking a complete newbie and turning them into a pro at making money through content. And then you have people like Karine Frigon, who is our French-speaking entrepreneur that is really, really good with Facebook ads. And she is the kind of person that, you know, her clients would hire a whole bunch of Facebook ads experts, and they would mess up the accounts, and then she would come in and fix their funnels, and she would make a huge difference into the bottom line. So those are the kind of INTJs that are in 20K Nation and the kind of INTJs that have changed the world. If you guys can relate to any of those, let me know down below. So let's get right into the juicy part of INTJ, shall we? One of my favorite things about INTJs is that they move like me with the speed of light. There's 2 of the 16 types that move the fastest. Those are ENFPs like me and INTJs. We move literally with the speed of light, especially in our businesses. I have seen so many INTJs go from 0 to 1,000,000 in literally no time. It is amazing what they can do if they have the right mentorship, the right guidance, and the right community behind them to support them, cheer them along the way. Because when you go from 0 to 1,000,000 super, super fast, what's going to happen is a lot of mindset stuff's going to come up to them that they really truly need that support. So I really do appreciate the fact that they waste no time. They just get in and they get the work done. And because of that, they're super competitive. I actually love how competitive they are. They're really focused on winning. They're super ambitious, and they make zero excuses. If they want something, if they want to achieve something, there is literally nothing that can stop an INTJ. They will just find a way to do it, and they will absolutely crush it. They're willing to not even sleep if they don't have to. Although the smart INTJs know that by sleeping and focusing on high performance, it actually does help them achieve even better results. But they can really, really be focused on a goal. They can be really focused on an outcome, and they can move like crazy. I really do appreciate that about them, because when INTJs come and learn from me, they get results like literally immediately. Like if you're an INTJ and if you join 20K Nation, I expect you make 10 times your money back within like the first 30 days. And if you don't, are you sure you're an INTJ? Like seriously, like I have seen INTJs do some magical things inside 20K Nation. The next thing that I do appreciate about INTJs is that they truly do have the potential to be amazing at marketing, because they're so amazing at knowing what other people, why people buy. Like, they have this really natural flair for buyer psychology. They're amazing at understanding how people make decisions and what people choose to buy and why. And if they only got over their fear of showing up, and if they only get over their weakness of not understanding other people's emotions, if they can learn how they can appeal to other people's emotions, they can truly be unstoppable. I really admire what they're capable of doing. And I can tell you that if you're an INTJ, and I've seen some INTJs that literally go from zero to becoming marketing geniuses, like, instantly. So it's really, really cool to see that. And I really appreciate that about them, because, well, they just get stuff done and they just make no excuses. They're in it to win it. They don't come in half-assed. They come in all in or all out. And that's one thing that I think is really, really cool about them. Willpower, right? Exactly. So 3 tips that I have noticed the best way that works for INTJs and how they should personally brand and market themselves. So the very first thing is, I notice a lot of INTJs out there, they try to model somebody like me, and they try to be these storytellers, and they try to tell these emotional stories and all that stuff. And I actually recommend they do completely the opposite. I believe that INTJs should not try to force themselves to be storytellers and waffle like I do all the time. INTJs are some of the best direct marketers on the planet, and I believe they should focus on mastering. If they master storytelling, it should be done in a direct way. So it's not that they shouldn't tell stories, it's that they shouldn't try to tell stories the way that a typical storyteller would. They should focus on saying it exactly as it is, and saying it in a direct manner, where it's not about, oh, I'm gonna write a super long post about what happened to me when I was 5 years old. It's more so, this is what I'm here to do. This is what you need to do, and this is what it's gonna do for you. It's straight to the point. It could be a story, but the story's straight to the point. There's no beating around the bush like I do. I beat around the bush a lot, which a lot of INTJs find really frustrating. But if you match my beating around the bush with your direct marketing, you know what kind of magic that creates? It's pretty epic, actually. So I recommend that every single INTJ masters direct marketing and masters direct copywriting as well. And remember the star graphic at the very beginning. I always say that for you to become an icon, you need to pick a path, whether you want to pick the path of becoming an influencer or whether you want to pick the path of becoming a thought leader. And a lot of INTJs naturally try to be thought leaders, and they think like, oh, I'm going to be super innovative and I'm going to create this like unique thing nobody knows. But I truly, from experience of working with hundreds of INTJs, I believe that INTJs, in the majority of the cases, are way better at becoming influencers than they are at becoming thought leaders, because they're so good at rallying people together and getting others to care about them as individuals that they should really aim to be famous. Like, an INTJ should truly be okay and aim to be famous for who they are, not so much for what they do. What they do should be secondary famous to who they are, because who they are is a walking personal brand that can sell anything to anyone as long as they are famous. So I truly recommend that every single INTJ becomes an influencer in something. For example, if I was an INTJ, I would be an influencer in video marketing. Or if you're an INTJ and you're in the health space, you could become an influencer for men who want to get a six-pack. Like, becoming an influencer in something really specific, I think it has worked wonders for the INTJs that I've worked with. And it has also worked for people like Kiyosaki. He's a true influencer in the real estate. He's not a thought leader in real estate. He doesn't really teach anything that's unique. He doesn't teach anything he doesn't have like a crazy unique way of doing, like he just teaches real estate, but it's Robert Kiyosaki that's famous and it's his way of teaching real estate. So that's the kind of route that I'd recommend. The next thing I recommend for INTJs is how they create content. It should be planned in advance in terms of what they should talk about and when. But I don't recommend you guys go so perfectionist about it, because INTJs have this like really bad habit of like, oh my God, it has to be perfect. I have to have the perfect backdrop. I have to have the perfect outfit. I have to, like, I can't just do a video off the cuff because I'm going to give others a bad experience and I'm going to perform really badly. Like, because they're so competitive and because they really want to perform well, they would very often overthink and not show up enough because they would be worried that they would perform badly. When in reality, most people watching you guys don't really care about your backdrop or your outfit or the earrings that you have. They just really want to hear you because of how smart you are. So I want you to embrace your brains, and I want you to, while you want to plan your content because that's what makes you feel good, plan your content, but don't try to be perfect about it. Just plan it really roughly. Plan your bullet points. Have an idea of what you're going to talk about, but don't go around scripting. Don't go around going crazy unless you're doing like a video shoot for ads. Don't worry about it being perfect. It's really not what the point is here. Andrea's like, it's like really frustrating. Yeah, but you're always here, Andrea, aren't you? So you know what? It's working. My plan is working. Oh God. And then the next thing I have for you guys is I truly believe that you should focus on creating a system that you can turn into a unique differentiator that can be attached to your name. So you guys are amazing at building systems and building the most efficient systems that help others in some ways. But the difference between you and, like, for example, an ENTP is that the ENTP should focus on making the thing famous. Like Russell Brunson, a true ENTP, ClickFunnels is really, really famous. In fact, I would say ClickFunnels is more famous than Russell Brunson is. In the INTJ scenario, I would recommend that you are more famous than your thing, that you are the famous, and whatever thing you drop, everybody just wants to buy whatever thing you drop. That's the same advice for me. That I think that's why a lot of INTJs and ENTJs buy from me, because that same advice applies to me. It's really simple. We are very similar in the way that we know exactly how to influence and shift people's beliefs so that they can have a better life, so that they can believe in themselves. We are amazing at getting others to believe in themselves because we believe in ourselves. We have so much ambition and we truly, truly believe in ourselves and our own power. And we just wish other people would too. And yes, INTJs absolutely can take that to go on the dark side of things and use it to turn people into like they can take a group and they can create a cult following that they would take people and follow that person blindly, and they can create a really in the NF world, we would say they would create something evil over there, and INTJs is like, what are you talking about? That's not how it works. But most INTJs that I know actually are super moral human beings who, if they end up that way, it's usually because the people around them don't appreciate them, or the people around them judge them, or the people around them tell them that they're too much, or whatever it is. So one of the things I love about 20K Nation is that it actually attracts all the INTJs that are actually doing good things in the world. So really, really, really happy about that for sure. So create a marketing system, make it into your unique differentiator, be famous, and then attach that unique system to yourself. But when it comes to implementing any of those things, there's a couple of things that usually prevent INTJs from doing those and from going to the next level in their business and marketing themselves. And those things are a couple. So the number one thing I noticed that really, really holds INTJs back in business is they will they will focus sometimes so much on the goal, they will forget about the people, and they will forget about the relationships, and they will jump to conclusions. They will become paranoid about people. Like, they would turn into these people that they feel it's like me against the world. So they would walk around and they'll be like, everybody hates me, everyone's against me, so I'm going to become this rebel contrarian. And I truly believe that INTJs, I don't think the world's against you. I personally really like you. I think a lot of people love you for how smart you are, for how competitive you are, for how much you know how to value things. Like, you're some of the most brilliant people I know, and I really don't understand why you would worry that the world is really against you, because I don't think it is. But because you guys are so forgetful and you forget about all the good things that happen to you, but you remember all the bad things that happen to you, you create this you create this reality in your head that makes you feel like you're this victim, that it's like it's the world hates you, the world doesn't see you, the world doesn't appreciate you. So you become this completely contrarian human being. And I truly believe that jumping to that conclusion is what keeps you stuck, because you don't allow yourself to just be yourself. You try to be somebody else to appease other people. And I truly believe that you guys shouldn't be so paranoid about that. I truly believe you should trust people more. Oh yeah, INTJs don't trust anyone typically. You guys are like so worried people are going to betray you. You're always like, oh, this customer, they become a customer and they're not going to be loyal to me. They're just going to like betray me. And it's like, but that's a little hypocritical, INTJs. Like, you learn from like 10 different sources. Some INTJs I know read like 10 books a week. It's like, you guys learn from so many different sources and you expect every single buyer that buys from you to become like diehard loyal to you and to nobody else. Like, that's a little hypocritical. And I do recommend that you guys actually get over that and actually realize that just the way you love to learn from lots of sources, you could be one of the sources that other people love to learn with. And the fact that they learn from others doesn't make them disloyal to you. And also, trust people more. I truly believe that 99% of the people in the world have good intentions. They actually want to help you and they really are happy for you. I truly believe that. And I think that if you believe that, you will see more of that too. So that's number one. And then number two that I notice about INTJs that really holds them back is because they have so high standards for themselves on performance and how to show up on camera and how to be on stage. A lot of the time they avoid it. It's like, well, if I can be perfect on camera, I'd rather not be on camera. And I know it's very tempting to do that. Or, well, if I don't have the perfect speech for this stage, I'd rather not show up on the stage. Or, oh, like, I really would like to do stand-up comedy, but I'm like really scared people are gonna like laugh at me, or they're gonna think I did a good job, bad job, or whatever. Like a typical INTJ child in high school is where, the teacher would get you to stand up and share something, and they would have such anxiety as to what their peers would think of them if they perform badly. Like, it's so common. And truly, I think INTJs have the potential to become some of the best entertainers, some of the best performers. One of my friends, Courtney O'Donoghue, is an INTJ. She comes from a stand-up and singing background. So she deep down knew when she was growing up that performance was going to be what's going to take her life to the next level. And she's one of the funniest, most witty, most amazing performers online that I know of. And she's an INTJ. So truly, truly, truly recommend you guys show up more on stage, be on video, and really force yourself out of your comfort zone. Join communities that will push you outside of that comfort zone. Join communities that would force you to show up. Join events that are people that are all performance. Like, sign up to a comedy class, sign up to Toastmasters, whatever it is that will get you out of your comfort zone. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. And then the final thing that I truly feel that holds INTJs back is that every single INTJ client that I've ever worked with comes to me and says, Katya, I have no problem getting leads and I have no problem making sales. However, for some reason, I only convert like 0.1% of my list. Or for some reason, I can't get more people to buy from me. And they always come and say to me, I didn't connect with you, or I don't know who you are. Like, hey, you look great or you sound great, but I don't feel connected to you. Like, who are you as a person? And the thing that I believe INTJs really benefit from is if they learn how to create content that appeals to other people's emotions, which is naturally really, really difficult for you guys because you are naturally not aware of how other people feel around you. Like, you need somebody to literally spell it out for you. Like, you need somebody to come and tell you, I feel bad, I need you to do this. And you're like, oh, I didn't realize you were feeling this way at all. Like, they have zero awareness of how other people feel. So because of that, their content very often would lack emotion. A lot of often it would lack empathy. And a lot of other people may look at that content and be like, yeah, you do need more empathy, and that's why I'm not connecting with you. And this is not to say that you have to change who you are. This is to say that you have to be aware of that, because buyers in general, you guys know this, but buyers, half of the buyers out there buy based with their hearts and the other half buy based on their heads. You have no problem converting the logical buyers, but the emotional buyers, you got to be more vulnerable. You have to really use emotion in your content. And I know that INTJs can appear like emotionless to the external people outside, but really, I have so many INTJ clients and friends, and to me, they are even more sensitive than I am. And I'm saying this in a good way. Like, I am like extremely sensitive. I can cry over anything. I've noticed INTJs are even more sensitive than I am. And what that does is it makes them amazing at sympathy. It makes them amazing at being vulnerable if they really allow themselves to. So that's something that I truly believe they can really benefit from. So, and that's why I've really dedicated my energy and my time on studying how to market as your personality type and who is going to most likely connect to what you talk about in the way that you talk about. So, for example, a lot of you don't realize this, but naturally the kind of people that will be drawn to you will be ENTPs, because ENTPs aren't naturally aware of their own feelings anyway. So they would come to you and they wouldn't care that you don't have the kind of empathy. So one of the things you can do is, if you don't really want to learn how to connect with people emotionally, if that's something you don't want to spend any energy on, you can just focus your energy on creating your entire marketing message around the kind of people that don't care about that stuff. For example, ENTPs, INTPs, even like ESFJs, ISFJs, those guys would like naturally adore you for what you do. You wouldn't even have to convince them. Like, you wouldn't have to do anything to convince them at all to become your customers. They would naturally gravitate towards you. And I really become obsessed in studying how to craft marketing messages that really connect to the kind of people that will love you, pay you whatever you want, and stick with you forever. Like, I'm so obsessed with it, and I really want to help more INTJs like you to really master that, because I do believe that it's the one thing that can truly make the biggest difference in your life. I've never met an INTJ who's gone through some of the stuff I teach and said, wow, that's what was a waste of time. Never. I've always had INTJs go through the stuff I teach and they become even better at marketing, even better at psychology, even better at marketing, selling, and like anything that they're already masters at. By going through this, they become even better. It's just so amazing to see it happen. So I personally, I'm super excited to see how many new INTJs we bring into 20K Nation. So at this stage, guys, I want to show you how we can work together. And of course, you have a choice not to work together. You can take what we've discussed today, go and learn it on your own, or do nothing with it. You're not the kind of person that does nothing with it, with stuff anyway. Like, when you learn something, you go all in on it. But a lot of you will have the desire to go learn this on your own. And if that's the kind of person you are and you want to go become an expert at this and learn it on your own, that's totally fine as well. A lot of INTJs have done it. Just so you know, it takes it takes a lot of time and effort. It takes a lot of sifting through wrong information. It takes a lot of experience. And you can instead learn from someone who spent thousands of dollars, thousands of hours, and somebody that's going to actually give you that shortcut that you're looking for, because you don't like to waste time anyway. So I can guide you through this kind of work as an INTJ. I can teach you how to understand your type from the perspective of building a business model. I can tell you exactly who you should be targeting and how, and I can tell you exactly how to best show up as your type. Basically, you can use my brain. So if you were to work with me, this is what I can promise you. I can promise you that I will never ever tell you anything that doesn't make sense to you. I would only tell you the stuff that actually makes sense for who you are. Like, I would never force you to just like, oh, just be more empathetic, because that's not how you can show empathy. There's different ways to show empathy without being more empathetic. So that's the kind of stuff I can teach you. But you don't have to be like, you don't have to change who you are to show that. Okay? And then the other thing I will not tell you, I'm never going to tell you, you should like zip your controversial opinions and not say anything to anyone, because you guys have a lot of opinions, and anyone that's trying to stifle those and tell you to shut up and not share them is really, really, really not understanding your true nature of who you are. Like, you're the kind of people you can't shut up about your opinions, and that's what your ideal clients actually love about you. So bear that in mind. And finally, I do promise that I will challenge you to become the best version of yourself. Once you give me a goal that you're going for, I literally become your enemy and I run towards that goal with you, because I want you to succeed. Because if you succeed, I succeed. It's super simple. I am the kind of person that knows that if every single one of my members succeed, I succeed too, because you would get amazing success stories. Other people will be inspired by that. Other people will see that you're getting results and they're going to want to join. It's just the ripple effect of all of that. So another thing to mention is that whether you're sure that you're an INTJ or not, whether you know your ideal client or not, whether you make 2K a month or 200,000 a month, whether you have 100 people on your list or 10,000 people on your list, whether you have 0 people on your team or 20 people on your team, I can blow your mind with this kind of work. And nobody out there can teach you this kind of work that applies in marketing and business this kind of way. There's a lot of people out there that can teach you about personality typing or about business or about marketing or about ads, but you never really find a true marketer out there who understands how an INTJ brain works and understand how an ENTP brain works and understand how to market those people and how to tap into their emotions so that they can really, really, really be so mind blown by what you do that they can't wait to become high-end paying customers. So who here would like to know how that looks like? Do you want to know how it works? I already mentioned, but 20K Nation is the place that I'd love to invite you into. And 20K Nation is my application only inner circle for entrepreneurs that truly want to go to $20,000 and beyond. And they're the kind of people that really want to become the icons in their industry. And how do we do that? Well, we start by building our following together and by getting your revenue to minimum $20,000 a month and by optimizing your time so that you can have the kind of freedom that you want. So we are a community for thought leaders, change makers, influencers that are on a mission to improve our own lives and others. And we've been around since 2015. I've been doing marketing for the last 10 years, but over the last 4 years, I've been running 20K Nation. I've helped hundreds of customers and clients get to from 0 to 10s to 15s to 20 to 100 thousands of dollars a month. And I've worked with some of the biggest influencers in the industry, helping them with their 7- and 8-figure launches. And I've been behind the scenes of the kind of businesses that I know you want to become one day. And I know you will. It's just a matter of when, not a matter of if. So our goal is super simple. go to $20,000 a month in under 12 months in revenue. And I always preface this by saying I can't guarantee you that's going to happen, and I still believe that. But what I will say is I do believe that INTJs have the potential to do it the fastest of everybody. I have seen it. I know it's possible. And I have no doubts that it can be done. Will it be you? I don't know. I'm not going to guarantee you that. But I know it's possible for INTJs because they're just so fast to implement. They don't wait. They don't second guess. They just do. So the way that 20K Nation works is not a course. It's not just a community. It's an experience that combines mentorship, implementation, community, personality typing, and the blueprint to get you to 20K months. So it's the 5 elements of truly building a holistic business that is built around who you are, not against who you are. And we have so many case studies that I can share with you. I wanted to share a couple with you. For example, one of our clients, Beth Griffith, who joined 20K Nation 2.5 years ago. She was making $5,000 at the time, and she was able to generate $50,000 in the first 90 days of working together. And then she was able to generate 6 figures in a year. And now she's had multiple 20K months, and she's in my VIP. And she is true inspiration in the INTJ sphere of somebody who's gone from literally not believing in herself, making 5K a month, to now she is aiming to be a millionaire within the next 12 months. And I truly believe she can do it. And then other case studies like Mirna, who's an ENTP, who she truly was building a business that was really exhausting her, was burning her out. And 20K Nation, as an NT, was really able to help her to find a simpler system of how to do sales and how to get more yeses on discovery calls. It's truly changed her life as an NT. And the kind of folks that I shared with you at the very beginning, people like John, who was able to launch his very first online digital version of his video marketing course, and people like who else do we have? My brain is like, we have people like Anushka, who's been able to go from literally charging super low, like hundreds of dollars, to charging thousands of dollars for her system services. So I'm going to share a few case studies at the end as well, but I just wanted you to know. And another example was our Denise, who literally just had her very first £31,000 month. And she did that just with a 5-day free challenge. She got people in her group, and she truly gave value. And people were rallying after her, buying her $1,000 offer, £1,000 actually. And she was able to get her very first £31,000 a month. It's the biggest month in business she's ever had. And she couldn't have done it without the community, without the support, without the guidance. And I definitely recommend you check out her case study on our page. So this is how it works. The very first thing that we have in 20K Nation is the personality typing library, where you get to leverage who you are as an INTJ, and you get to really attract the people who love you, pay you, and will really stay loyal to you. And it's not about just making money and being famous, although yes, it will help you do that. It's also about building a brand you won't have to escape from. Like, INTJs have this habit of building these like humongous machines that one day they hate. Like, this is the path to make sure that whatever you're building, you're not going to hate. And then the 20K Nation blueprint is your step-by-step system to going from 0 to 20K months. And it's focused on growing your brand, making sales, because in the first 20K months in your business, you should only be focusing on sales and marketing. That is literally what you should be focusing on. And it's a 6-month system that's designed to get you quick wins and momentum so that you can make progress super fast as you go along. And the 6-month sprint is designed that you go over and over and over and over again. And every time you go through it, you master every step of the process until you have this amazing, incredible system that works for you, not against you. And the way that I've built the sprints of the 20K Nation blueprint is that they're designed so you don't waste time on anything that is not worth for you. And it's super strategic, it's very simple, and we've tested it in all different niches, so you don't have to worry that, oh, will this work for me in the web design space, or will this work for me in the Facebook ad space? It would work no matter what niche you're in. As long as you are the brand, as long as you want to brand yourself, it works. So how does it look like? Well, we have 12 sprints. Each of them is 2 weeks long. And we start with building your foundations. And I know you've done a lot of the stuff in the past, but have you done it through the prism of your type? You probably haven't. So in the very first sprint, you're going in, doing your 20K a month foundations, your vision, your mission, your avatar, the ENTPs and the INTPs that will be the most loyal to you, so that you can refine that to make sure we attract the right people. And then in sprint 2, it's all about building your product portfolio and pricing it accordingly so that you can have a 20K a month business. And then in sprint 3, remember I talked about having a unique system and differentiator. Sprint 3 will help you do exactly that, to build your own unique system from your knowledge, extracting your knowledge and turning it into a system that actually makes sense. And then in sprint 4, you're going to learn how to close like a rock star, how to have a structure to your discovery calls so that you don't go into it blindly, but you know how to take a prospect from a cold person on the phone, from a cold lead to an actual sale. And then in sprint 5, it's all about momentum and money through mindsets, because a lot of the things that will hold you back is what you think of yourself. And for most INTJs that I know, if they're not achieving consistently, that really brings them down. And it's really important in moments like that that you have the right mindset tools so that you can get yourself out of a funk and get back into do it. And then sprint 6, which is all about planning your content, the 90-10 content plan, which helps you create 90 days worth of content in 10 days or less. And the perfect part about this is you can plan as little as it if you want, and then you can just show up and do it in a way that's imperfect. So it really fits with the way that will work best for you for content creation. It doesn't, I'll be honest with you, the 9 to 10 content plan doesn't work so well for me because I'm a complete free flower. I don't like to plan, but for you, it's really perfect. So you would really love sprint 6. And then in sprint 6, it's all about building your audience, becoming more famous, having more followers, and in a way that's authentic, in a way that's real. I'm not going to teach you how to buy followers and how to buy a whole bunch of people that so that you look good. And I know that a lot of you have seen all those different people that can grow fast, and you've thought, well, maybe I can grow fast like that too. But trust me, if you build your audience decently from day one, where every single one of them is a true fan of you, you're going to skyrocket your brand so much faster. It's going to be the one thing that is going to become your number one asset, your audience. And then live streaming like a pro, because INTJs have such huge potential to be amazing on camera as long as they do more of it. So in sprint 8, you're going to learn how to live stream like a pro so that it becomes a lead generation machine for you. In sprint 9, we're going to talk about the art and science of story selling in a way that works for you as a direct marketer, because when you learn how to tell stories that sell, you won't really have to worry about pitching or doing any of that kind of stuff, because truly your story will be doing that for you. And then in sprint 10, it's all about optimizing your time, how to outsource, how to work less, because by then you should be making good money that you can start outsourcing, start hiring your next VA, start hiring Facebook ads people, whatever it is that you want to outsource. And then in sprint 11, it's all about Facebook ads and how to outlast the competition with the right Facebook ad strategy. I focus a lot more on Facebook video ads than just on normal ads. So really, really, really amazing training on there. And then in sprint 12, I'm going to teach you how to leverage other people's audiences and how to reach out to the media and create publicity and media exposure for yourself so that other people can tell everyone in the world how amazing you are, as well as your own content. But I'm not just going to give you all this information. I'm not just going to, give you a whole bunch of stuff to consume. I'm going to be there for you too. So every single month, I'm going to do a group coaching call with you. And once a month, you'll be personally mentored by me, and we can talk on these calls. Anything about your type, anything about messaging, naming, anything about clarity, anything that you need, better ideas, better vision. I am amazing at naming things and messaging. So you get to ask me any questions that you want once a month, a 3-hour call. It's probably one of my favorite things to do in the beginning of the month. And then we're going to have a full implementation mastermind call as well, that it's going to be all focused on getting stuff done, getting your butt kicked, because even though you don't necessarily struggle with procrastination, a lot of you do struggle with perfectionism. So we're going to help you get out of that perfectionism, and we're going to get you to focus on the right things in your business. And really, it's all about keeping you accountable. It's all about showing up and telling us what's going on and seeing where you're wanting to go next. And then in the next part is our Facebook group community. We have a 24/7 community available for you, where you will genuinely meet your next best friends. You will never ever feel alone, and all are pre-vetted. They all are from very different types. We have a lot of people like you. We have a lot of NTs. So you are truly not going to feel there like you are a lone wolf. Some of the most exciting people are there, like TEDx speakers and award-winning entrepreneur artists, some incredible people that will truly become your friends for life. And of course, I have bonuses for you. It wouldn't be an online business if I didn't. So this is what you're going to guys get as a bonus. So for those of you that joined today, you're going to get access to Ace Your First 1,000 Femmes to Freedom, which is a 497 training. That is the training that I created that shows you the step-by-step system of how you can go from 0 to 1,000 fans super fast. And it's based on my own experience of building a huge following over the last couple of years. And the training is done through organic marketing. So none of the strategies in that training are actually paid. So you're going to love that training. It's totally free if you join today. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to match you with an accountability partner that's highly compatible to you. So between the mastermind calls, between the group coaching calls, you can have somebody to check in with and keep each other accountable throughout the process. And then for the first time ever, I'm also doing a live event called 20K Nation Live. I mean, it's so predictable, but truly for the first time ever, you get to join us and you get to meet everybody in real life. And we haven't decided on the location yet. It's probably going to be London or Toronto. We don't know yet, but you are going to get a special pricing as a member versus the public. So you get to be invited to that. It's going to be super dope. So yes, dates and location are to be announced. But yes, you get special members pricing. And then for those of you that join annually, we are doing a really special bonus, one-on-one time with me. I sell these calls for $1,000 and you get to have them for absolutely free if you join as an annual member. We get to map out your personal plan to getting to 20K months, your messaging based on your personality type, whatever questions you have. And people that have joined as annual members have had these calls. Every single one of them has said, oh yeah, you should join as an annual member, because truly half an hour with me can catapult you into the kind of levels that you never even thought it was imagined, especially if you're an INTJ. And then the other annual bonus that you guys get is the Casanova Effect, which is a best-selling course I created in collaboration with my trusted Facebook ads manager, teaching you how to plan, create, set up, and run your most cost-effective video ad campaigns on Facebook. And we're doing version 2 of that course in Q4 because Facebook has had a lot of updates and stuff like that. So we're going to update that course and show it to you. But you're going to get access to version 1 immediately. And yes, if you want to run more profitable video ads, you can do that. So for the first time ever, one cool thing we're doing is we have partnered with an amazing organization called Extreme Teen Leaders, and the founder of Extreme Teen Leaders is inside 20K Nation, and she is what I call the Tony Robbins for teens, because she runs these amazing personal development events in the US, and she helps teenagers to who are really going on a really bad path, and helping them to unleash their confident self, helping them create a vision for themselves, helping them build and create leadership skills so that they can truly do something that makes a difference. Like, it's an amazing organization, and percentage of the profits that you guys join as members will go towards Extreme Teen Leaders, which I am super, super excited about. So here's a summary of what you guys get. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for the summary? If you guys have any questions right now, please let me know down below. Like, for example, Raj says, do we need to invest on monthly tools like ClickFunnels? Well, you get to invest in whatever you want. So INTJs are hilarious when they want to be, for sure. They are. They really, really are. So this is the summary of what you guys get. You get the 20K Nation Blueprint, which is valued at $1,997. You get the Human Nature and Personality Typing Library, which is valued at $497. You get a 20K Nation monthly group coaching call with Katya, which is valued at $497 a month. Then you get the 20K Nation monthly mastermind call with the community, which is valued at $497 a month. You get the global community of pre-vetted peers, which is priceless. You get the 20K Nation live event, members only special pricing. You get the accountability partners, which is prices. You get one-on-one coaching with Katya for 30 minutes. First annual applicants sold for $1,000 usually. And then you get the Casanova effect, which is our Facebook video ads course, which is valued at $997, which gives you a total value of $17,000 a year. Plus, if you join monthly, you actually pay $267 more versus if you join annually. So you get a membership saving there too. So total value $70,000 a year, yours just for $1,497 per year if you join today. So the best part of that is that you don't even have to pay the full $1,497 today. All you have to put today is the $97 application fee. So you put the $97 application fee today, you submit your application within 24 hours. If you get accepted, you hear within 48 hours. And if you get accepted, your $1,497 will come in 7 days from today. So if for some reason you can pay for the full year, or you're not sure that that's what you want to do, we have also a monthly option for those of you that want to try it. Or, well, I say try it, but since when do INTJs try things? You guys are all in or all out. I don't think I've ever had an INTJ join as a monthly member in 20K Nation. I'm not sure. Oh my God, it's a very funny one. You guys really do go all in or all out. Maybe it's because you want the call. But if you are one of these INTJs that wants to join monthly, that is an option too. So you can pay $97 today, and then in 7 days, $147 every single month. So that's how it works. What you get as a monthly member, you get the blueprint, the personality typing library, the monthly group coaching call with me, the monthly implementation call with the community, the Facebook group. Oops, you don't get the early bird bonus. I should have deleted that because that expired yesterday. Sorry. So funny. And then you get the Facebook group, the special pricing for the event next year, and accountability partners for $147 a month with a $97 application fee. So that's it. So here's what you need to do right now. Go to 20knation.com. Doors are closing very, very soon. So we will be closing down the doors for 2019. And this is probably going to be the last chance we are at the current price as well, because next year we're doing these huge things with the event and everything. So we're going to be putting up the price at potentially, actually not potentially, I am going to put the price at $200 a month. And then if you join today, you pay $97 one-off application fee to secure your spot today. 20knation.com. Pick your annual or monthly option, and then fill in the application within 24 hours. So if you guys have any questions for me right now, feel free to drop them down below. I should check out some of your comments. Timmy says I'm an INFP and my man is an INTJ. That's actually not a bad match for a relationship. A little tricky on emotional compatibility there, but it's really good for intellectual, and it's a really good relationship. I really recommend it. I really recommend it. As long as the two people can really be caring for each other's emotions, it can be a beautiful relationship. So I definitely recommend INTJ, INFP relationships. I really, really do. I really do. So let me know if you guys have any questions. And also, I'm super approachable. If you want to reach out to me, ask me questions at any time, feel free to do so. And yeah, I hope to see you guys inside 20K Nation.